Guys, welcome to another episode of Liam Looks At. Today we are looking at Ninja Gaiden 4. Obviously the fourth game in the Ninja Gaiden franchise. It came out last year, 2025. I just completed it here recently, and I want to kind of give my thoughts on it and what I liked, what I didn't like, and get into kind of the meat of it. So let's go ahead and get started. 4, baby. So yeah, the story follows Yakumo as he tries to resurrect the Dark Dragon and finally defeat it for good. Yakumo is from the Raven clan, which goes against Ryu and his clan. Yakumo is the poster child essentially for the emo anime protagonist. He has a couple moments there that are pretty funny and a little bit of cringy, but honestly, I didn't mind it all too much personally. I thought it kind of worked for his character, and I didn't hate it too much.
Plan on keeping this up?
Fuck off.
Whoa, Yaki man. Ryu is also in the game, but his section felt like it was supposed to be a surprise. It was a very short kind of moment where you play as Ryu. It wasn't all too long, a couple chapters, but a lot of chapters are very quick. It just felt like they wanted it to be a surprise, not wanted to make a big deal about it and have it be something that, fans could kind of experience while they played. Unfortunately, they didn't seem to commit to that. They probably wanted to get him on the cover and push him pretty hard because the fans obviously love Ryu. So overall, I enjoyed playing as Ryu, but he definitely felt kind of like he was supposed to be a surprise, especially how far into the game he comes in. And so that was kind of like I spent the whole time waiting for him to show up. And then when he did show up, it kind of felt a little underwhelming, unfortunately. Overall, the story is nothing to write home about. The Ninja Gaiden stories, they're fun, they're little action games, but I didn't personally get super invested into it. I thought, kind of when we're getting to the end, it was picking up a little bit, but I think in the beginning, it really just is about, hey, go find this boss, kill this boss, next boss, move on. And that's kind of how I felt about it as I was playing it. Now, combat, on the other hand, in my opinion, sees a major improvement over 3. Still not as good as combat in Ninja Gaiden 2. I think that was kind of like top tier for Ninja Gaiden. It had the speed and had the weapon variety and things like that. But I did enjoy the new weapons overall. The new system they have is called Blood Raven. This allows Yakumo to actually change the way his weapon works in terms of attacks, looks, speed, damage output, and it's pretty cool. It allows him to have a second combat style, which I enjoy. To me, it didn't make up for the lack of weapons. I felt like you definitely needed more weapons. There's only about 4 weapons, 5 if you count like the final kind of special weapon that you do not get to carry over. But I really did enjoy the Blood Raven technique. It recharges so quickly, and so it encourages you to continue to use it. Unlike in past games where Nimpo was you got one shot and then you'd have to take a consumable to get it over again. This was something that is like, hey, use this as much as you want. It's recharging on its own. It recharges when you attack. It recharges when you get hit. Made it really fun and easy to use personally, and it encouraged using it, which I really like. I don't like when I feel like I'm saving all my special moves for a specific boss or something like that. So I enjoyed the fact that I felt like I had the freedom to use it. Onto the skills, I felt like some skills felt essential, like I needed these to be able to progress in the game, where others had no impact at all on my gameplay. I kept buying them just to kind of like, I'll play around with it. And they do have a section where you can test out your abilities, which I really do like. I didn't use it too much because I was just like, I'll learn as I go. But I'm not a big combo guy. I don't really get into like super flashy combos. So keep that in mind. When like taking my opinion on it, I just felt like they had so many skills that at the end of the game, I really didn't get all of them. I got like 25 of 26 is what it said, but I felt like every time I unlocked a new skill, it said I had another one. The weapon skills I really didn't get into because they really just were like, oh, do this with Blood Raven. But I felt like Blood Raven was pretty straightforward. Hold down the trigger and attack. So I didn't use those weapon skills as much as I think I probably should have. But I definitely felt like Yakumo played like the OG Ninja Gaiden, and Ryu definitely felt like old man Ryu, where he slowed down. He's strong. He's definitely strong, but his combos were not as fast. He was not as fluid, and I definitely felt like I had taken a huge step back when it comes to my combo abilities as him. On the boss fight side, I think these were the best in the series. I have never thought the Ninja Gaiden bosses were all that great. They're not all winners, and I'll have some clips of some of the bigger bosses. The bigger bosses are all right, but they did have some really great ninja duels as opposed to past games where it's pretty much just like block, dodge, and attack. This was much more attack, 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 fight, parry, all that good stuff, and it made it a lot more engaging. And I felt like boss fights were something I look forward to, whereas in past games it was like, okay, here's the boss, I gotta get past this segment. I really don't want to do it, but I think that they definitely improved on that. I thought the enemy variety, just like the normal enemies, was pretty good. There was these lantern enemies that I really hated. It was hard to dodge their self-destruct, but overall I thought the enemies were really cool. They brought the fiends back, they brought the ghost back, the little fish back from the original game, but a lot of the enemies were really new, which I liked. I thought that was definitely an improvement for over past games. I think the only enemy I can think of they added was like these mages in 3, and I hated those. So I thought all the enemy additions were really good, and they worked really well with the Blood Raven technique. They had moves that you had to use those to kind of break their block, and I thought that it definitely encouraged using that. Onto graphics and performance, which I haven't covered in the other reviews yet, and I mean to because it's really important to me. I thought the game looked and ran great. I'm a big stickler for performance, but I thought the game was really, really beautiful. There was times that I kind of stopped and said, whoa, this is a really good looking game. Ran at 60 FPS on the base PS4, no performance issues, which I thought was really great. And to me, that is Ninja Gaiden. You got to have it running in a smooth frame rate. You got to have it, looking good. And I thought that this hit the mark perfectly. If I was to do a quick ranking of the Ninja Gaiden games, just to kind of give an insight to what I like, I would go 1, 2, this 4, and then 3. Overall, it's a really good game. Some really great additions. I definitely think I would love to see more Ryu in the DLC, but I'd like to see more weapons. That's really the biggest negative I have, is the lack of weapon variety. I know that they added that with the Blood Raven techniques, but I do think that unfortunately, even the Blood Raven techniques didn't change it up enough for me to feel like it was a brand new weapon. So I would love to see some new weapons. But overall, I thought the game was really fantastic. It was really, really fun, and it's short. I mean, it's like it took me about 9.5 hours, which I think is the perfect length for a game like this. Tons of replayability, barely scratched the surface on what it had to offer. I give this game 2 thumbs up. Again, I know it's pretty consistent so far. I'll get in some bad games here soon, I promise. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Ninja Gaiden 4. Another one kind of done and ready to go. And then, we're going to be playing some more games. Fallout should be finishing up here soon. And I look forward to streaming more. I look forward to making more reviews. And I look forward to getting some of these full playthroughs up on my YouTube channel as well. So thanks, everybody, for checking it out. And go Ninja Go.